Hey friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first of a couple of vlogs that I have planned for Old School April. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of the things that I did over the past couple of days, over the weekend, and the books that I'm planning on reading, the movies I'm watching, and we're gonna have a great old time. So this video, I did want to do a couple of book or story, I guess, to movie comparisons. I do have a couple of things that I'm planning on reading and watching, so I'll share that with you guys. And yesterday, so on April the 1st, to kick off the month, I did go with Matthew to the used bookstore and we found some treasures. So I'm gonna insert some footage from the used bookstore yesterday. So after the B-roll, I will share with you guys what I found. Jumping right into kind of a mini haul here. So this one is out of a series that I've never heard from before. So this is called Return of the Groodstone Ghosts, a Moose Jaw mystery. So this is out of the Canadian Chills series. Never heard of this before. I have to look it up. So this is book one, and the series is by an author named Arthur Slade. And it says on the back, a chilling tale of ghosts and villains. And I got this one just for a couple of dollars. It's from 2003, so not very old, but still fits in with the Old School April because it's 2003 and before. Plus, I thought this was fantastic because I always love finding cheesy Canadian fiction, especially if it's to do with ghosts. And this Canadian Chills series, I've never heard of before. They just had the one book, and it was $4. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I want to get to this pretty soon actually and check it out. And then if I can find more, I'll add them to my collection. And then along the same lines of Canadian spooky books, I do have one out of the Haunted Canada series, which is a series that I do collect. So this is Canadian Hauntings, a Haunted Canada book. And so this is a companion to the series, and I don't own this one already. So I was super happy to find that one. So out of the Alan Zulo series, I have Haunted Pets. So they have like haunted schools, haunted teachers, and haunted this and that. Haunted Campers is another one that I have. And this one is Haunted Pets. It was originally published as Haunted Animals by Alan Zulo, like I said, true ghost stories, and it's from Scholastic. So this is a series that I do collect, so another one to go with that one, which is really cool. And this one is another new one to me. So this is 1996. This is the Werewolf Chronicles, book one. Night Creature. Not a boy, not a wolf, something worse. So if you guys have ever seen this before, let me know. But I thought this would fit in beautifully with the collection. And I want to read up a little bit more on this one as well, find out how many books are in the series. So really super excited to have that one. And then besides that, I did find two Sweet Valleys that I knew I didn't have. So this one is Sweet Valley High number 62, Who's Who. And this one is from, fortunately I can't find the date on it. The type on the first copyright page is really small though. So I do have that one. And then it's from Sweet Valley High number 109. This is called Double Crossed, and this has a Halloween theme. So this is really cute. That's what that one looks like. So that one looks super fun, super cheesy. Does it have a little blurb? It just says, "Our wedding bells ringing for Jessica." So I actually hadn't seen this one before, so I knew I didn't have it for my collection. So super excited to add that to the Sweet Valley shelf. And then we have a couple of L.J. Smith also. So we have from the Night World series, this is Secret Vampire, and I love the cover on this. It's very cool, and I love this guy over here. He reminds me of Billy Butcherson, actually, from Hocus Pocus. I haven't read any of the Night World series. Actually, I don't think I've read any L.J. Smith books. So I was excited to have this one, and I believe it's from 1996. Yeah, it's a first printing from June of 1996. And then out of the Dark Vision series, I have a bind up of the entire series. So this is a collector's edition, The Strange Power, The Possessed, and The Passion. And that's what the cover looks like. So I could read the entire series, and this is actually a vintage copy as well. So this one is a first printing from December of 1998. And then I do have one of the single books out of that collection as well. So this is The Passion, which is the last book in the series, in the trilogy. So this is Dark Visions, The Passion, Rob or Gabriel, Caitlin must choose at last. And the wonderful vintage cover, of course, which is what I love in my collection. Just love book covers. And this one is from April of 1995. So super, super excited that I found those. That was really exciting. So we have to go out and do a bit of stuff, and I'm planning on going to a place here in my community. It's called Rocket Fizz. I call it Fizzing Whizbees. That's not the real name, but it's a vintage candy and soda shop. So I'll take you guys along, share some footage, and I will share the treasures with you once I get home. Hey guys, so we went out, I got a couple of things done. We had lunch, and I wanted to share with you guys the couple of treasures that I got. So we got some candy. So whenever I go there, I always have to get some Laffy Taffy. So this is stretchy and tangy, and it's one of those candies that gets you right back here. And this is cherry. So this is cherry Laffy Taffy. And I just love this store. They're so nice there, and they always have such a spread of just amazing things. And some of it's not vintage, it's just candy that you can't get everywhere, candy and soda that you can't get everywhere. I know this is big, I think this is big down in the States, Milky Way. So you can't get Milky Way everywhere, but I always get one when I go there. So this is Milky Way Midnight, and typically I prefer our Canadian chocolate here, but this is one of my favorites. And then we got one of these. I've never seen this before. It's called Christopher's Big Cherry Milkshake. It has a whole cherry in the center, so I'm assuming it's like one of those like chocolate coated cherries, the maraschino cherries in the middle with all the liquid. So I've never seen one of these before, so I got one of those. And then my favorite chocolate bar in the entire world, and I always used to get one of these when I was a kid. We would always, when I was in junior high, we would go to a place called Big R back in St. John's, Newfoundland, and I would always get chips, dressing, and gravy. And then we would walk over to the store, and I would get $1 worth of 1-cent candy and a Charleston Chew. I love Charleston Chew. So it's like, it's chocolate on the outside, and there's like nougat, vanilla flavored nougat on the inside. And I just like them like it is, but it does say on here, it says try frozen. Matthew likes them frozen. I don't, because I have sensitive teeth, but your dentist is gonna hate you after you eat this. So I mean, this plus the Laffy Taffy, hopefully I don't break my teeth off. But whenever I go there, I always have to get a Charleston Chew. You can smell it even through the wrapper. It's so sweet. But this was like every Friday I would go buy a Charleston Chew when I was in junior high, so it's super, super nostalgic for me. And then I was planning on getting a Pineapple Crush. So Pineapple Crush is very much an Eastern Canadian thing, but we used to be able to get it at this store. Pineapple Crush and Crush birch beer. Not root beer, but birch beer. And you used to be able to get that stuff there, and they had a bunch of different flavors, but they didn't have any of those in. So unfortunately I didn't get that one, which I'm a little bit sad, but it's totally okay. So I got this kind of like vintage looking Pepsi. So it says Pepsi Cola Soda Shop Black Cherry Cola. And you guys saw some of the sodas that they had there. They have like everything imaginable. They have like pickle flavored soda, they have habanero soda, they've got Jones soda, which is a lot that I used to drink a lot when I was a kid as well. They had this there, which I think this is the first time I've seen it. So Big Red cream soda. So if you guys have been watching me for a while, I think it was last year, I had a friend of mine from Texas, and she sent me a whole bunch of Texas goodies, and she had a can of Big Red soda, and I really loved it. I mean, obviously you can't drink very much of it because it's sweet as heck, but I really enjoyed it. So when I saw that they had it there, I had to get a Big Red soda. So if you guys ever wanted to do like exchanges of boxes of goodies from wherever you're from, I will send you some Canadian goodies if you want to send me some from where you're from, and that would be totally cool. So you guys can hit me up on Instagram if you're into that kind of thing. And then the last type of soda I got was this Gross Gus's Bloody Nose. Gross Gus's Bloody Nose. And it says on the side here, this is wild cherry soda. So typically I would do taste tests as soon as I get this kind of stuff, but number one, I don't want to open up all of these sodas because it would be a waste. And number two, I've already had a bunch of chocolate and chips and candy and stuff today, so I'm just not going to right now. But maybe throughout the vlog and throughout other vlogs, I'll try some of this stuff for you guys and let you know how it is. But so happy to have a Charleston Chew because it's my favorite. So besides that, I've watched a couple of movies already today. So the first one was The Secret Garden from 1993. It's such a comfort movie for me. A lot of people I know, this is on their comfort movie list, and I just love it. I love it every single time I see it. And I remember when I was growing up, and my mom always used to take me to this place called Allen's Video. When we lived in the Haunted Victorian, that was our video store that we would go to rent things, and they had like a huge, you know, those cardboard cutouts of the movie in the store. And I was so excited, and I remember renting it when it very first came out, and I don't know how many times I rented this movie, and it was fantastic. So this is a really nostalgic one for me. I remember I read the book when I was younger. I can't remember if I read the book or saw the movie first, but I did read it when I was younger, but I haven't read the book for many years, so I do want to do that at some point. Probably not for Old School April because I have so many books that I'm already reading, but I would like to do that. And then the second movie that I watched today was my host recommendation. So if you want to look at the bonus prompts to get points if you're on a team for Old School April, I did watch Troop Beverly Hills. It screams 80s. And I think it actually officially is 1990. It might be 1989, I can't remember. But it screams 80s, it's fantastic. Shelley Long is at her best, and just the fashion alone in this movie will make you chuckle. It's so good, it's a feel-good story. So if you're looking for kind of a vintage feel-good story that you can sit down and watch on a Sunday afternoon or evening with the family, I'd highly recommend this one. So that's everything that I have for you guys right now. I am gonna go hop in the bath here in a little bit. I have to edit a video, then I'm gonna hop in the bath, and I also wanted to read Children of the Corn because I want to watch that movie tonight. So lots and lots of movies in the lineup today. So next time I see you guys, I will give you a book versus movie wrap up. Hey friends, so it's actually many weeks later. I think I shot the other clips on this vlog the very first weekend, and just life happened and going through some stuff, so I didn't get to finish this vlog, and it's just been sitting on my camera. So I want to get everything edited and out to you guys. So a few weeks ago, because I haven't read anything really since, I did read both stories out of Stephen King's Night Shift, so Children of the Corn, and then Sometimes They Come Back, and watched the movies. So Sometimes They Come Back is such a cheesy movie, and it's one that I watched, I can't remember if I said this in the other clips, it's one that I watched when I was a teenager over and over and over. I don't know why I loved it so much. I think it was because it was a mixture of like being horrific but also being funny, and it wasn't like overly scary. It was, you know, kind of that 14 plus sort of rating. And but I had never read the short story. And as for Children of the Corn, I did watch it when I was younger, but I couldn't remember a whole lot from it. And so that was, it was almost like me watching it for the very first time when we watched it there in that first weekend. And I have to say, I enjoyed both, but I enjoyed, I think sometimes they come back much more. I'm not sure if it's because that of course has a nostalgic factor for me personally. And then I read both of the stories, like I said, out of Stephen King's Night Shift. So the stories as well, I mean, I think sometimes they come back, especially it sticks pretty well to the story for the movie. A couple of little things are changed, and I think I actually, some of the changes that were made in the movie, I actually prefer those better than the way that they happen in the book, which is very strange. Typically I'm more of a, you know, I prefer the book over the movie sort of thing. But what I loved about that story specifically for both the book and the movie is Stephen King's ability to really pull at your emotions. Of course, with the story of sometimes they come back, and this is not really a spoiler, it's, you know, it's even right in the trailer for the movie. You know, this little boy loses his older brother very tragically. And so he's working through all of that, and even as an adult, he is really struggling with the loss of his brother, especially because he and his wife come back to the town where the tragedy happened. So he's dealing with a lot of PTSD, flashbacks, and the train tunnel that this whole situation happened in. And then the story kind of goes on from there. So it does have this undercurrent of, you know, tragedy and family dynamic and grief, PTSD, that sort of thing, which Stephen King really does absolutely brilliantly. And I'm not sure if it's just because I'm older now, but I didn't really see the movie the same way now as when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, like, yeah, it was sad because this kid, his older brother died, but I think as an adult, you know, it really hits home because probably you've suffered losses in your own life. And I really hadn't at that point. A little bit, but not much. So, and then Children of the Corn was, I mean, it's a classic. It's a creepy kid movie, and it was fantastic, of course. And then you have the whole religious sort of undercurrent running through there. And I have to say, the movie was done brilliantly. The kids were so creepy. I don't think I could pick one that was creepier than any of the rest. I thought they were all fantastic. So that was great. It was good fun. But I have to say, the other ones, sometimes they come back. Reading the story especially really tugged at my heartstrings, more so, like I said, than when I had watched it 100 times when I was a teenager. So it was great to revisit both of those. And I think probably not so much Children of the Corn. You know, I was glad I rewatched it, but, you know, I'm not sure if I'll put it on again. But with the other ones, sometimes they come back. I will definitely be putting that one on again. I really enjoyed it. It was super cheesy. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. It's not one of Stephen King's more popular movies, you know, compared to like a Misery or Pet Sematary or any of those. But it was fantastic. So, and it was a lot of fun to revisit them because it was ones that I enjoyed from my childhood, like I said. So I know there's a couple of other stories in here that are quite popular, and they have been made into movies. The Lawnmower Man is in here. So I'm going to be picking up more stories from this. I think, you know, probably not over the next little while because I have some more books that I want to get to, but definitely going to be revisiting this because I didn't read a whole lot of Stephen King when I was a kid or like even as an adult. And he just, I don't know, it wasn't my jam. I was very much into R.L. Stine, Christopher Pike, Anne Rice. But Stephen King, even though I did read some of him, he wasn't really my thing. And I've been enjoying picking up his stuff. But anyway, there you guys go. I hope you guys had fun on the adventures that I took you on. We did a little bit of a book haul, and we went to the vintage soda shop, Fizzing Whizbees. That's not the real name, but that's what I call it. And I have to say that the Bloody Nose cherry soda was probably my favorite out of those ones. I didn't get any footage of me drinking them, but that one was definitely good, and I thought it was fantastic marketing. So definitely going to be going back there to visit them and get some more vintage candy, and of course I will take you guys along the way. So until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a question or a comment down below because you know I love chatting with you guys. And until next time, stay spooky, everybody. Bye.